Hey everyone, me and Jackson today are going to go over a couple investment options on how you can get a 5% return or more. So check it out.
Everyone, if you don't know me, I'm Jackson St. Amant with Money Mastermind. I'm a 23-year-old finance coach. I help young entrepreneurs sort of lay the foundation for becoming financially free and retiring early.
Hey everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Brandon Cana. I'm a young 23-year-old real estate agent here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and just looking to help you guys out. So Jackson, tell me what your number one investment tool is to get a 5% return.
So this is an interesting one. I'm actually going to go with peer-to-peer lending. Not a lot of people, it's kind of underrated, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when it comes to investing, people think that your like top option is straight into the stock market.
Yeah.
There aren't, especially with the volatility that's going on right now, there's not a lot of quote unquote safe options in terms of investing in the stock market. But peer-to-peer lending, where you essentially just sort of put your money into a pool for other people to draw from, take loans from, is relatively safe because there's always a market for people taking out loans. And there's a lot of different sites you can do it. One that I like a lot is Lending Club. They say you'll get anywhere from 3 to 8% historically.
Not bad.
And the minimum is I believe $1,000 for that. So if you got $1,000 laying around, is relatively low barrier to entry. You can make an account, and it's better than at least like a high interest savings account.
Yep. Yep, definitely. That's a good one.
What's your favorite, Brandon?
So this one's kind of boring. It's the safest way, really. It's just buying your own property if you don't own one already. And the reason I say that is because the national average for real estate appreciation is 3 to 5% by itself, without you even doing anything to the house. The Bay Area where I am, it's around 9% in the last 30 years. So it's a little different here, but nationally it's around 3 to 5%. And honestly, if you buy a house that needs a little bit of, a little bit of work, not too much work, nothing like 100,000, but if you put in like $5,000, $10,000 of carpet and paint and just small things, that's going to add, 20, $30,000 in the terms of its value, aftermarket value. And that right there is going to get you over that 5% mark. So just buying your first property, putting a little bit of money into it, and you'll definitely get that 5% return. All right, Jackson, what's your second favorite?
My second favorite is more of a long-term strategy. Historically, like with the S&P 500, just the way the stock market grows over time. On the short term, we all know that there are corrections. We're in one right now. Numbers fluctuate like crazy. But if you're looking at the stock market, investing in the stock market as a long-term strategy, you pretty much can't go wrong. Like historically, the S&P 500 goes up about 10% return, and then once you adjust for inflation, around 3%, you're looking at about 7% return on average over 20, 30, 40 years. So if you're young like Brandon and I are, start putting your money into like an index fund, ETF. It'll grow 7%.
What do you recommend, like the minimum amount you should put, like let's say per month or per year?
I Per month, like start with something that's comfortable, like maybe as low as even $100 a month, and then once if that fits into your budget, then you can start picking it up. You'd want to be, depending on what your goals are, you'd want to be somewhere in the like 100 to $500 a month range.
Okay.
What's your second favorite, Brandon?
Well, my second favorite, it's a little different than my first one. I have a very specific website that I'm actually going to invest in myself. It's called Fundrise, and basically what it is, it's an investment pool of other real estate investors, where you put all your money together, and then the end consumer goes out and buys property and fixes them up, and then rents them out. And basically, what you get from that, from the minimum investment of $500, you can put 1,000, whatever you want, but minimum is $500. And what you get from that is you get the rent, you get rent checks, you get the dividends from owning these properties, and the rental income as well. And what they say, historically, they get anywhere from 8 to 12% return on their money. So put $500 in, 8 to 12% is not bad. Last year they were at a 9.7%. So,
Wow.
that's a pretty good return on your money. It's going to be a little more for long term because if you want to remove your money, there's going to be some fees involved. But just know that option is available. And finally, I just have one extra bonus tip. If you guys are a little more on the riskier side, you want to live, we want more risk, but you also get more reward. And that's buying a rental property if you don't have one already. And basically, what you're going to get is like option one, where you're going to get all that appreciation from just owning the property and putting a little bit of money into it. So that's that over that 5% already. And then if you can get a property where the renter pays your mortgage, you're getting that free equity right there. Um, and you can also, like I said, you can always improve the property. And this is going to put you or you're already at that over that 5% mark. And this is it depends how much rental income you're getting, but you can get up to 10% return if you do this right. But just also know, like I said, there's more risk to this, which could also lead to losing, not having a tenant, having a bad tenant, house getting destroyed. There's a lot of risks to this as well. So just don't know. It's not a perfect 10% that's going to happen. But it's definitely the rewards can be much higher.
The more risk, the more reward.